Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this fabulous webinar that we're going to have on today's day. I would like to start off by, and I want to say thank you for joining us. I want to start off by doing some introductions for how to use interpretation. I am going to read it in Spanish first, and then I could just make a quick translation in English. So, si desea escuchar el seminario web de hoy en español, haga clic en el icono del globo terráqueo en la parte inferior de su pantalla, seleccione español y silencie el audio original. So, hace clic en el globo terráqueo, selecciona español y para escucharlo solo en el idioma interpretado, haga clic en el silenciador audio original. So all you have, if you want to listen to this webinar in Spanish, you just have to click where the little globe is. Then you're going to select Spanish, and then it's optional to only listen to the interpreter. Just click on where it says audio original. Thank you. And in a few, we're gonna give a little bit more, 1 more or 2 minutes to let people come in, and then I will start introducing myself officially and the foundation. Somebody raised their hand. Okay, perfect. So once again, welcome everyone. My name is Gina Andrade. I am the Director of Operations here at the Latino Action Network Foundation, and a little overview of who we are as a foundation. We are the Latino Foundation Network. The Latino Action Network Foundation is a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing equity through education, research, and leadership development. Our mission as a foundation is to research the issues impacting the Latino communities in New Jersey with a vision of uniting New Jersey diverse communities. With that said, just a housekeeping items, reminders will be that any Q&A questions, Q&A functions available through the webinar, and questions will be addressed during the Q&A portion after the presentation. Please, this is very important. Do not share any sensitive or personal information on the chat. Please just keep it plain, your questions or any comments that you have, but please do not share any personal information during this webinar. We gladly appreciate that as well. And without further ado, I am going to introduce our fabulous speaker today. Her name is Margot Chali. She was appointed as Executive Director of the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, also known as HESAA, by Governor Phil Murphy in March 2024. Immediately prior to her appointment, Ms. Chali served as a Chief of Staff at HESAA since February 2021, during which time she played an important role in advancing the mission to support accessibility and affordability of post-secondary education in the Garden State. HESAA administers $6 million in grants, financial aid that need not be paid back to students attending colleges and universities in New Jersey. Before joining Governor Murphy's administration, Ms. Chali was a manager of litigations and operations at a law firm in New York City specializing in nursing home and long-term care facility defense and risk and crisis management. Prior to that, Ms. Chali worked for more than a decade at multinational insurance companies, including on the technology optimization team, as the communication coordinator and a liaison between executive stakeholders and developers during systems migration initiatives. Please hold on, there's more. Ms. Charlie is a founding member of a nonprofit organization, Amigas, Inc., which supports professional and personal development of women through community service, and networking opportunities. And she's a longtime advocate of Jersey City community-based organizations, including Women Rising, Art House Productions, Jersey City Pride, and the West Indian Caribbean American Carnival Association. Ms. Shally is a board member of the Hispanic Bar Association of New Jersey, for which she serves as a co-chair of the annual statewide Women's Empowerment Leadership and Law Conference and volunteers with the American Dream Pipeline Mentorship Program for high school students. Excuse me. In February 2025, Ms. Shally was recognized by the Hispanic National Association Bar Hispanic and National Bar Association as the top lawyer under 40. That's a great accomplishment. Miss Shally Miss Shally, a first-generation Guatemalan American, holds a Juris Doctor from Seton Hall University School of Law and a Bachelor of Arts from HESAA College, where she was a Martin Luther King scholar. I'm sorry. This is really good. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing webinar to educate our community, and I will open the floor to you.
Gracias, Gina. Muy amable, amiga. Muy buenas tardes a todos. Es un placer estar con ustedes hoy. Vamos a hablar de las oportunidades y los recursos que apoyen estudiantes en las universidades en Nueva Jersey. Tenemos un montón de información con muchos detalles y por eso, con su permiso y con la ayuda de nuestros colegas, voy a continuar en inglés. Me siento un poco más cómoda en inglés. So thank you very much, Gina. That was a very kind introduction. Thank you, Sarai, and the entire Latino Action Network Foundation for inviting me and the HESAA team to present today. Please allow me to introduce the team with me today. We have Jessica Sanchez, Passaic High School alum, and one of our leaders on our outreach team. Jessica is joining this webinar right now. She will be available after my quick presentation to answer all of your questions. Again, please consider Gina's advice very strongly. Don't put any personal information in the chat or the Q&A or speak out loud. But Jessica and the team are here. We'll provide contact information at the end. You can always connect with us afterwards for any specific questions. But not only is Jessica sitting here right now with us, she's also presenting at a high school. She's also at a career fair and a college fair. I'm kidding, but Jessica and her colleagues from our outreach team blanket the state of New Jersey every day, making sure all of the HESAA resources are available to students and families in the Garden State. So thank you, Jessica. We're so happy to have you here today. Also joining us is our Associate Director of Communications, Christy Peace. Christy is the magic behind the scenes. She's going to make sure our presentation is running. She's going to be also collecting any questions and anything we need to get back to anyone. Christy will keep me honest and make sure we get you all the information you need. Christy prepared a packet or this deck or a one-pager. We have information to give you. The materials will be in English. We can certainly help with translation. I know Lanef will help with translation if we need that as well, but the packet will be distributed afterwards with this video is my understanding. So thank you to the HESAA team for joining and for Lanef for creating this opportunity, this lunch and learn this afternoon. Let me jump right into it so we can really give Jessica time to get to any of your specific questions. First of all, I see some familiar faces joining us today, some students, some champions of student success who maybe work at colleges and universities. We thank you for all of the work you do, and we commend you, students, on your academic journey after high school. If there are high school students in the room, congratulations, you're already ahead of the game. So right now you see this slide. This is the title of our agency, the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority. Took me 10 minutes to say all that. So for the rest of the afternoon, I'm going to say HESAA. You see our colorful logo on the side there. HESAA is our name, our acronym. We are a state agency, so all of the resources that we provide, from written materials to workshops that Jessica and her teammates facilitate around the state, all of those resources are free. Nothing's in it for us. We just want to make sure you have the information you need. So I'm going to start very quickly with an overview. We like to call these our foundation, our principles, our 5 pillars of HESA. I will not read this to you. Again, you'll get all these materials, but it's an easy one hand, and we're going to move through each of these with a little more detail on subsequent slides. But the point is financial aid, free money, grants, and scholarships that you do not need to pay back if you qualify to receive a grant or scholarship from HESA. Financial aid, that is our mission, that is our goal. But we also administer these additional programs to support students and families. That's college savings programs, a supplemental student loan program, loan redemption programs. That's a big, fancy, cumbersome phrase, which effectively means in exchange for service, we will help you pay down your student debt. We'll get into that shortly. And above all else, none of that matters. Nothing I tell you matters today without the awareness, the information, the publication, the workshops, the resources that Jessica and Christy put together and provide and distribute every single day with their teammates. So you all have this information, because if it sits here inside our walls and you don't know about it, we're not doing our job, which is another reason I must thank LANF for creating this opportunity today. So let's start with the big one, financial aid. For those of you, if we were in an auditorium, I always like to see a show of hands. Who is a current student who might have already once before or several times before applied for financial aid? I suspect many of you in the room right now are familiar with some of these programs. We have a signature need-based financial aid program called the Tuition Aid Grant. I'm not saying that again either. Alphabet soup today is what you'll learn. TAG, 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 Tuition Aid Grant. TAG serves almost 80,000 students with need-based financial aid every year. TAG is available for New Jersey residents who attend 2-year community colleges, 4-year public colleges in New Jersey, a handful of nonprofit independent colleges, and some proprietary institutions as well. Our website has a list of all of the available eligible institutions for which you can apply for state financial aid. TAG is a word you should become familiar with, know it, sing about it. TAG has helped hundreds of thousands of students for decades be able to attend college and receive their associate's and bachelor's degree. We are extremely proud of that work. We know it changes lives. There could be recipients of this program in the room. We know there are leaders throughout the state who've attended New Jersey colleges years ago, received our financial aid, and are in a position to make policy and programming that help all of us live in a more affordable and accessible New Jersey. Our 2 other huge financial aid programs are specific. Please excuse me. Whereas TAG is available at various types of schools. We have the Community College Opportunity Grant, CCOG. Some folks call it CCOG. And that is in its name. It is a financial aid program for families with incomes up to $65,000. And we ensure that tuition and approved fees are covered at the county colleges if you are eligible. A similar program, almost the same eligibility requirements, Garden State Guarantee, GSG. We should have made a bingo card and given it out to attendees. And every time we do a new acronym, you get to cross off a bingo. GSG, same eligibility for families with incomes up to $65,000. We ensure that if you are attending a 4-year public school in New Jersey and you are in your 3rd or 4th year of study, so that's typically a junior or senior based on your credits, we get your tuition down to 0. After any other aid you have, and it's not one or the other, you might qualify for TAG and Garden State Guarantee as an example. That's the goal. We want to make sure for families with incomes under $65,000 that we get your tuition down to 0 at these community and 4-year schools and the 3rd and 4th year at the 4-year schools. There are so many more details about all of these programs, and they're all on our website, and you can do a deep dive, go down that rabbit hole and click and look at all of our information. But this is the highlight. And we're going to talk about process in a second, but you don't have to raise your hand and ask for it. Simply by filling out one application, we will figure out if you are eligible and we'll just go ahead and give you that money. But stay tuned for that. I want to explain one other bundle of programs. We do have some merit-based programs as well. There could be some folks who are familiar with NJ Stars as an example. If you were in the top 15% of your high school class during your junior or senior year in high school, we will go ahead and cover your county college costs at your home county school. We like to reward our high achieving high school students, recognizing all your hard work through high school and give you the financial support you need in your next journey, academic journey. There are also some other programs that are based on life circumstances. So perhaps dependents of law enforcement personnel. There is, again, a whole web page of all our programs. And the upside is our flyers are readily available in English and Spanish for all of these programs as soon as you land on our grants and scholarship page on the HESAA website. Now, how do we access this money? Luckily, I started to say before, one application is all you need. Now, we're going to talk about 2 different applications, but individuals only need to fill out one, depending on your circumstances. So I'm going to talk about both of them. I bet many of you in this room have heard about FAFSA. It's the F word nobody likes to say. It's kind of cumbersome. It's a long application. They ask for a lot of information, but it is critically important that you complete a FAFSA, if that's the application for you, so you know all of the free money. We love that word, right? That's the F word we like, free. Free money that you might be eligible for. And when you complete the FAFSA, you'll understand also if you have access to any federal financial aid. So all the programs I just spoke about earlier, TAG, CCOG, GSG, there's that bingo again. We really have to do that next time. Those are New Jersey state programs. Those are New Jersey state dollars. But the federal government also gives out financial aid. And if you can complete a FAFSA, you'll find out at the end of one application the federal and state free money you might be eligible for. There's a second application, and it's called the New Jersey Alternative Financial Aid Application. Another mouthful, and that acronym isn't as fun. So we actually call it the New Jersey Dreamer Application. I want to take a quick minute to underscore that this application has three requirements. They're listed on the screen. And this application has nothing to do with DACA, Federal Dreamer status. A lot of folks in the room right now and who might be listening to this presentation later have familiarity with both. But the New Jersey Dreamer application administered here at HESAA has these three requirements that you can see on the screen. Attend a New Jersey high school for at least 3 years, obtain a degree or a GED equivalent from a New Jersey high school, and sign an affidavit that you already or will pursue citizenship. You're able to file for citizenship. Once you make that declaration and you file that paperwork with us, you'll complete the New Jersey Dreamer application. It is not the FAFSA. It is separate. So you are either filling out the FAFSA and you'll find out all of the federal and state programs you're eligible for, or you'll complete the New Jersey Dreamer application. There are no federal dollars available through the New Jersey Dreamer application. It's in our name. It's New Jersey. But if you satisfy the requirements and the need-based eligibility, all of that analysis and verification is exactly the same on the New Jersey Dreamer application as it is on the FAFSA. You could be eligible for those state programs we talked about earlier: TAG, CCOG, GSG. I heard a bingo. Okay, I won't bring it up again. But that's the process. So you don't even have to ask, raise your hand and say, give me tag, or, oh, I forgot to check a box and say I want GSG. As long as you complete one of these applications, these financial aid applications, they are separate from your admission application. You have to do your admission applications to colleges separately. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And then this financial aid application. Once you do that, all the information will be provided to you. We do all the work, and then you select the school you will attend. I have to remind you that state financial aid, TAG, CCOG, GSG, is only available if you attend one of our New Jersey schools. So if you are a New Jersey resident and you choose to go to college out of state, by all means, when you fill out the FAFSA, you'll know if you're eligible for federal dollars. But any information that you find in your New Jersey account will not go with you out of state. New Jersey money stays in New Jersey. I mentioned account. We have this system, incoming acronym. We have this system called the New Jersey Financial Aid Management System, NJ FAMS, because we're a family here and we want everyone to get through the financial aid process easily. All of the eligible programs that you qualify for will be listed in your NJ FAMS account. And just a reminder, if you leave New Jersey, the money stays here. So we encourage you to consider New Jersey schools. We have world-class institutions right here in New Jersey and the money to help you get into these, to attend these schools. I know there are going to be questions on this. I do ask that folks hold their questions. We'll get into some more details. I can tell you that Jessica and her colleagues do workshops and webinars on this all the time. They will get into the weeds. They'll walk you through question by question. What we like to say is fill it out to find out. Your first step is trying to complete these applications. We are here to help you do that. Counselors at your schools, your high schools, your colleges, they're also here to help you. But you can reach us anytime. We also have a full contact center and we'll help you over the phone. We'll help you by email. You can come in and see us. We can meet you where you are and fill it out to find out. But if you do not do one of these applications, you might be leaving money on the table. And nobody wants to do that. So let's move on to some of our other programs. I'm only going to touch base on these quickly so we have some time to get to questions. And again, you'll have all of this material and it is available on our website. But I cannot leave any of you without talking about NJ Best. This is a 529 college savings program. This allows you to save money early and often. You ever have any disposable income? What do they say always at New Year's resolution? We're at January, it's resolution time. I'll forego a cup of coffee each day and put that, it used to be $5. Now I'll say $9. I'll put that $9 in an envelope. Imagine instead of putting it in an envelope, you put money little by little into an NJ Best account. Here's what happens. You can invest this money, and if you use it for education expenses, in this case, I'm talking about college expenses, it's tax-free when you withdraw it from this account. How great is that? You can use it with your family members. It's an excellent gift to open an account for someone. Early milestones, kindergarten graduations, early mitzvahs and baptisms, and learning financial responsibility, good financial practices. It only takes $25 to open an account. And then you go from there and you just let it grow and build again and get into best practices of saving money for college. We have some incredible programs connected to NJ Best that really encourage you to save through this type of an account. Here are some of those perks. For families with incomes up to $75,000, that's $75,000 or less, when you open an account, your initial deposit on a new account, we will match that dollar for dollar up to $750. So here's the example. You're able to open an account with $150 on day one. Fantastic. That's the start of your journey. We'll give you another $150. As long as my math is with me, you now have $300 in that account to get you started. And then instead of your coffee or an in-app purchase on a game on your phone, start squirreling money away in these accounts. It's, again, great for birthdays or other holidays when you can make a donation into your own account or a family member's account. Dollar for dollar, more free money that goes into your account, up to $750 for families with incomes below $75,000. There's also some tax benefits for those of you, maybe more of the adults in the room and those folks who are doing their own taxes already. Contributions up to $10,000 a year are tax deductible on New Jersey income tax returns for families with incomes up to $200,000. So you get the tax break with your saving. And finally, as you save over the course of several years, and there are some different milestone requirements we have on our website, but if you meet some of those milestone requirements, you could also be eligible for an NJ Best scholarship. So now, understand what that means. You've been saving money away in the account that will be available for you to use. Plus, you could also be eligible for a scholarship. Some of those scholarships are up to $6,000. Guess what I'm going to say? Just like the financial aid. The NJ Best scholarship must stay in New Jersey. So that is another reminder and incentive for you to look at your county community colleges and four-year schools right here in the Garden State. Now, free money, saved money, all of that is critically important. Occasionally, we know there are other needs, and to pay for college is expensive. We at HESA also administer a student loan program. I'm not going to be able to hear you say this, but I trust that wherever you are, maybe with your headphones on a bus listening to this, or secretly in a classroom, I hope not that, or in your office or at home, I would like you to repeat after me. Student loans are not financial aid. Margot, why are you saying this? Why are you telling us you offer student loans and then say it's not financial aid? I want this to be very clear to everyone in the room and who listens to this. Financial aid, grants, and scholarships, that's free money. You do not have to pay this back. Student loans, even those administered right here in our shop at HESA, you have to pay them back, and you have to pay them back with interest. And so we encourage you always, first and foremost, to pursue your financial aid options. How are you doing that? You're filling out the FAFSA or the New Jersey Dreamer application. You can start saving now. Perhaps you've been saving. You can pay it forward. Tell your neighbors and family members to start saving in an NJ Best account. Shoot, you can put money in a shoebox, but you really should use an NJ Best savings account. Pursue other scholarships. Different organizations, companies will offer scholarships. Some of the institutions offer scholarships as well. Pursue grants and scholarships that do not need to pay back. If and only if you still have need to pay for college, we can help you with that. But as a reminder, student loan programs administered by HESA or a bank or the federal government, you do have to pay those back, and there is interest involved. So you're always paying back more than what you asked to borrow. It's a loan. Again, we're here, we have this product. I'm not keen on selling it. I'd rather you all pursue financial aid. So we'll say that one more time. Student loans are not financial aid. Always read the fine print on your offer letters. We have statewide shopping sheets when you apply for college and you get your financial aid package. New Jersey schools should be using these shopping sheets. Always be sure to ask for clarity and questions of your counselors at your high school, at your college, to understand what is free money, the good F word, and then what you'll have to pay back in student loans with interest. And let's quickly get that NJ class off the screen. Now we pivot into speaking of loans. Here's the reality. Some of you on the call, or some of your friends or family members, maybe didn't get a chance to have this kind of webinar. Maybe you didn't hear about these resources. And unfortunately, you're paying back your student loans right now. At HESA, we have a whole suite of programs to help you pay down your student debt. We'll help you. We're not going to erase it. We're not going to do it just because. We're going to ask you to do something first. In exchange for service in a high need field, we will help you pay down your outstanding student loan debt. How does that work? What do you mean? Here's an example. Maybe you're a teacher in New Jersey. Maybe you're a teacher at a school in New Jersey, and it's one of the eligible fields at an eligible school. And after each year of service, we'll pay down $5,000 of your student loan debt, up to $5,000. I mean, if you don't have $5,000 outstanding, great. But we can pay down up to $5,000 a year over the course of 4 years, which means potentially, if you're teaching at an eligible school in the right high need field, we might help you pay down $20,000 of your student loan debt. Now, yes, you have to make payments along the way, for sure, but you'll be chipping away at the balance. And then after each year of service, you'll get this payment on your behalf from us to your student loan servicer. Everybody wins. The students in that New Jersey school win with you as a teacher, and you win by getting this exchange for your service. We have similar programs for behavioral health, mental health professionals in nonprofits, also at schools, at universities. Um, Please share out this information. Again, many of you are currently students right now, so you won't need this immediately, but you might be pursuing one of these fields where the student loan redemption is a possibility. But I can absolutely guarantee you know someone who might today qualify for one of these. And the best thing you can do after receiving all this information today is pay it forward and share it out. The neighbor upstairs, downstairs, across the street, whatever. Share out all the information you learn. That's all I ask of everyone today on this call. And I'm going to wrap up very quickly now because I've already talked about most of this. Outreach and awareness. I talked about it along the way. We have a call center here in our office that actually is available until 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday evenings. So if that's helpful, maybe you're working on one of your financial aid applications, either the FAFSA or the New Jersey Dreamer application, and you want to sit down with a parent and work through those questions, and it's after a parent gets home from work late, you can give us a call at 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. We'll help you through that. You can shoot us an email anytime and we'll get back to you. And then, of course, the other outreach team, Jessica and her colleagues, who go out into the wild, because I tell you, it is wild out there, but they go out into the wild to meet with all of you. We're in church basements, we're in school auditoriums and gymnasiums, we're in public libraries. We are anywhere you need us to be to answer your questions and give you the information you need. There are so many more programming and details that I could get into. I've spoken quite a bit enough already. We want to open the floor for questions. You do not have to speak up if you don't feel comfortable. You can put it in a chat. You can email us at the customer care address, or we're going to share out after the event Jessica's direct email address as well. So with that, I'm going to take a quick sip of water and see, Jessica, did anything come through the chat yet? Do we have any questions we want to address?
We definitely had questions come through, and I did answer them so everyone can see, but I really wanted to go into more detail. So I have them all down here, and I can just go one by one. So are we ready for question time? All right. So one question that we got, is there an age requirement for our programs? Absolutely not. At any age that you want to pursue, continue your education, you are more than welcome to fill out the FAFSA and hopefully qualify for our programs. And I think most of the time when we think of financial aid, we think, traditionally a student that is getting out of high school, starting college, looking at scholarships, but really a lot of our programs make it so easy now for adults to go back to school. So some of the programs that we mentioned earlier, specifically the Community College Opportunity Grant and the Garden State Guarantee, those are some of the biggest ones where we do see a lot of adults taking advantage of that to go back to school. So again, if you had college credit from some point when you were enrolled in college and you want to continue at the community college level, finish getting your degree, if you qualify for CCOG, you are more than welcome to pick up where you left off. Same thing with Garden State Guarantee. I actually had a friend recently. She was not able to finish college. We went to college together, never finished getting her degree, but then recently she had a kid, a lot of life went by. And then recently she told me that she wanted to go back to school. And I told her, well, Garden State Guarantee, as long as you're meeting the income requirement, you can go back. And so now she's enrolled at our alma mater, Ramapo College. And so she is set to graduate. So again, anybody can take advantage of these programs at any point that you want to go back to school. You are more than welcome to.
Excellent. Thank you, Jessica. I'm going to chime in with one quick other related point and just one small reminder to you as well. Let's just slow down a little bit for the translators. I know I
Yes.
tried to go like a turtle.
Yes, we have translators.
Um, I'm so glad someone brought up the age question, and your answer was perfection, Jessica. Thank you for that. And I want to recognize throughout the state of New Jersey, we have an initiative called Some College, No Degree that we work on with our partners at OSHE, the Office of Secretary of Higher Education, the other higher ed agency in New Jersey that runs in tandem with HESAA. And there are just under 1 million New Jersey residents who have some college credits but did not walk across the stage yet and get their degree. And we are trying to find you. We want to hear from you. We want to bring you back in. We want to help you fill out the application, whichever application is applicable to you for financial aid, to provide financial resources as well throughout that process. So I love the age question. It's excellent, great answer. And there's no deadline. Come back anytime, and the resources will be there for you. All right, Jessica, your show. Go ahead.
Thank you. So another question that we got was about graduate programs. What if I am looking to go into grad school? Is there anything for me? So most of our programs are as you saw, for undergraduate students, but we do have some opportunities for students that are in grad school. So like we said, if you want to do loan redemption in the future, that is something that you may be eligible to do. One big one that is not as known, but I do see that we have some EOF family here. I'm also an EOF alum. I did EOF at Ramapo College, and I know we have some of you guys here. If you are an EOF, if you're taking advantage of EOF, there is some graduate funds available for EOF alum that want to continue. So you can talk to the program of interest to see if they have any of that available. But that is one thing that we have. I know we didn't touch too much on the NJ class loan because, again, we don't want you guys to take on any more debt than you need to. But NJ class is a loan that it's available to graduate students as well. My sister actually, she's about to finish up with college, and so she took advantage of a lot of our programs throughout her time in undergrad, and she now wants to go to grad school. So as she is transitioning, I am now going to help her apply for the NJ class loan because it does have pretty good interest rates compared to what the federal government offers. So that is something you can look into if you're concerned about paying for graduate school. We have that as well.
And Jessica will point her sister in the right direction to the appropriate individual at HESAA who will review the sister's application. And Jessica will never see it or have anything to do with that. And I just wanted that on the record for what it's worth.
Yes, of course, of course. Another question that we had, how to be considered. So we had a student that recently moved to New Jersey. What do you need to do in order to, make sure that you are in the loop for all of this? Again, completing the FAFSA or the New Jersey alternative application, the most important thing you can do. When you do the FAFSA and you add at least one New Jersey school, we will receive your information and then we will let you know if you qualify when you make an account on NJFAMS. So that is super, super important. Our NJFAMS website, any New Jersey student can make an account on NJFAMS and you can view your eligibility. So a couple of days after you do the FAFSA, we have everything there. You log in, you make your account, and then we will let you know if you qualify for CCOG, GSG, if you qualify. And sometimes we have the specific amounts for you as well. So pretty automatic once you get that done. If you have any questions about your eligibility, again, I'm always happy to help out. I'll give out my email at the end. And then another question that we had is about deadlines. What are the deadlines in order to make sure, you're getting financial aid? We always want you guys to do it as soon as you possibly can, but there are deadlines, right? So there's different deadlines depending on the kind of student that you are. If you are in your first year, you have until September 15th. For example, if you want to enroll in fall later this year, September 15th of this year for first-time students. Do I recommend waiting until September 15th? Absolutely not. Please get on it. Please do the FAFSA or the alternative application as soon as you can, because that's for state financial aid. But if you want to let schools know that you are interested in receiving maybe some of their institutional financial aid, yes, you want to make sure you do it as soon as possible. But that is the state deadline. For continuing students, it's a different deadline. It's earlier. So if you are a continuing student, if you have, been in college this last year, maybe your sophomore year, your junior year, and you are renewing for next year, your deadline is April 15th. It is sooner. And again, you want to make sure you get it done in time because you are risking your eligibility if you do not do it in time. We are pretty strict when it comes to our deadlines. That's pretty much the questions that we got, but I'm seeing that we had some more come in right now.
That is an excellent pause and pivot moment as well. Deadlines, another crucial, critical question. I'm going to put a little bit more context around it because this will be recorded and who knows when you'll be listening to it. Yes, we are recording this, presenting it live, coming in live on January 7th, 2026. But if you call up the YouTube video, maybe in May of 2026, and you think, oh my goodness, I think I just missed the April deadline. I want to clarify just a couple things. The September 15 deadline is for individuals who do not currently receive state aid. So just a little bit more clarity there because you don't have to be your first year student. You could actually be in your third, fourth, fifth, sixth year, seventh year and applying for financial aid. If you are not currently receiving financial aid, you have until September 15th. I'm really only highlighting this because I just went on and on about our Some College No Degree and we're trying to find you and you might not come back and walk in the door in your first year. You might be more advanced in your career, but if you're not currently receiving financial aid, you do have until September 15th to apply for state aid. Do not wait. Jessica was completely correct. It's a process. You don't want to wait until the last minute because we are extremely strict on our deadlines. Another way to say what I just said is if you are currently receiving state aid and you know who you are, maybe you don't know it's called TAG, maybe you don't know it's called CCOG, but you saw your balance go down on your student account and you saw some money come in through FAMS. If you are currently receiving student aid, you absolutely must resubmit by April 15. And that also warrants a slight pause. Because here's a scenario. You're a high school student who just graduated, or you're coming back in from years after a break, and we just recently told you you had until September 15th to fill out an application. You're barely back in school, or you're in school for the first time. You're getting through the fall semester, and we start firing out messages to you, apply, apply, apply. In your mind, you're thinking, I have until September 15th. Wrong, no, stop, cease and desist. As soon as you receive financial aid, you must reapply by April 15th. It's a quick turnaround. We understand that. But you don't want to lose momentum in your academic journey. You've been through this before. You know it's a bit of a cumbersome process with our team here to help you. So I don't want to scare you away from it. But if you are receiving aid, that's another way to say it. If you're currently receiving state financial aid, April 15 or bust. That's a hard deadline. Jessica's absolutely correct.
All right. So covered deadlines, covered the most important thing, which is the FAFSA. I actually got another question kind of relating to deadlines right now. Is it true that the time in which you apply, will that affect your financial aid? So will you get more financial aid if you were to apply back in September, versus today? No, that is not true. Our programs are need-based, so it really is based on your financial information, your family's financial information. We look at tax information. So that doesn't change, right? If we're looking at tax information from the year 2024, it's not going to be different at all if you were to do it today versus whether you do it in September. So for us, when it comes to need-based financial aid, no, you're not going to receive more or less the sooner that you do it. However, there are some schools where they do look at that. So, for example, merit-based financial aid that an institution offers you. Yes, sometimes if you apply for financial aid sooner, they will prioritize your application because you got it done sooner. But that's at the institutional level. It depends on the school that you want to apply to. It depends on the scholarship that you're looking at. But for state financial aid, no, that's not going to affect. Let's look at some of the other questions that we have. Can employees in higher ed qualify for student loan redemption? So again, you want to look at our website, all the programs that we have. Again, they're based on the kind of career area that you're into. So if you meet some of those requirements, then you may be able to qualify for loan redemption. Do we work with nonprofits to spread the word about different opportunities in New Jersey? 1000% we do. So that is my role. I work in our outreach department. So I go out on the road and I do presentations. So like Margot said, I'm in church basements, I'm in gyms. As you were saying that, I was trying to think of the craziest place that I've been to, and it was definitely like the parking lot outside of a movie theater where they had like an event where they were just like inviting local organizations, and there was like a bouncy house right next to me. So wherever the need is, wherever you need me to give out information, whether it's tabling, a presentation, a FAFSA workshop, I am there. So again, I'm gonna put my email in the chat in a little bit. Please feel free anyway. I am more than welcome to. And then let's see. Oh, thank you for facilitating. I've been thinking about going to back to school, but I'm terrified of going into debt. Yes, please. This is a great time. We have all these amazing programs. We are here to help you. And to kind of wrap up too, HESA offers virtual FAFSA workshops. So if you are scared of doing the FAFSA, you have questions, you're not really sure how to begin, I highly recommend going on our website and checking out the dates. We have them all the time in English and in Spanish. I do the ones in Spanish. So you can join and we will walk you through the FAFSA. We show you what it looks like. And if you have specific questions and no one else is there, we can definitely help you one-on-one as well.
Jessica, thank you so much. And for everyone attending and listening in the future, thank you so much for having the interest, for being committed to your academic journey. I think the main takeaways here are early for both financial aid applications and saving for college, and often when we talk about saving, just make sure you ask questions. There is no silly question. You have multiple different ways to reach us: email, phone, visit, attend one of our events, ask us to host an event. There are so many different ways to ask a question you might have, and no question is too silly or too trivial or too insignificant. By not asking, you might be leaving money on the table. By not knowing, you might be leaving money on the table. So we're here to help you know, and we're here to help you answer all those questions because you can't miss a deadline. And you don't want to miss an opportunity to save or be eligible or qualify for one of our incredible programs. There are so many more things we could talk about. We could do a webinar a week with all of the different information we have. We hope this was helpful today. We know the follow-up materials will be helpful as well. Our contact information will be shared. I absolutely must thank Christy and Jessica. Thank you for putting all of this together. And Latino Action Network Foundation, thank you so much for providing this space. You had such high attendance numbers. That's fantastic. And think about my one request where I'm asking each participant to pay it forward and share a certain nugget. We didn't just reach the folks who are attending or listening. Each one of those individuals will pass this information on as well. So well done to everyone attending and creating this space. Thank you so much for having us. Gina?
Thank you so much, Margot and Jessica, for this information. This was an amazing. I was even taking notes myself. I was taking notes. This is very important. This is a wealth of information that we just got today. Thank you so much for that. And also, I want to remind the attendees that the recording of today's webinar and slide will be emailed, and additional resources will be also provided as well. Uh, I don't know if there's any other questions. I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here with us and providing us with this amazing information. And I don't have nothing else to say, but thank you. Thank you, everyone who was here. Thank you so much for the participants. Thank you for your questions, because your question could have helped someone else as well as in the audience. So I really appreciate the fact that you were asking amazing questions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.